This is Pickles, the show where you send me situations you need to talk your way into or out of, and I act as your personal spin doctor. So let's get to it. First one, my coworker showed me a pic of their new dog, and I made the mistake of pretending to care. Now I'm constantly shown dog photos daily, which I have to fawn over. What can I say to be free? Okay, first of all, thank you very much for sending that pickle in. No thank you for you trying to get me embroiled in some spat against the dog-owning community. It's very lively and important community. But let's kind of generalize this, because this kind of thing happens, and you're absolutely right. Kudos to you for recognizing the mistake, right? You showed interest, and now you're on the hook for it. And generally speaking, what you did is spot on. Generally speaking, when someone shows you a photo of something they've got, whether it's an RV or a sister-in-law or Civil War memorabilia, the right approach is something I abbreviate as AWOL. AWOL, that stands for, aw, wow, oh, look at that. AWOL works every single time. Most of the situations you'll be in, that's going to work for you, okay? The dog-owning community is a little bit different here. You know, they have a lot of joy. They want to share that joy, and they feel empowered to make you feel that joy with the confidence that not even someone with a real Confederate saber feels. I mean, honestly, if you had a real Confederate saber, you know, you'd be stoked, but you'd know deep down the audience for that, pretty limited. So in this situation, I'm going to be honest, the only way out is through. You got to go all in. Don't wait to be asked. If you want to see a photo, just ask to see them. Hey, any new pics of Ralphie today? Then go on their Instagram, print out screenshots, cover your cubicle with pictures of Ralphie. Make Ralphie your Zoom background. Ask questions like, do you think Ralphie would like living at my house? Or, are you ever at the dog park alone? Or, would Ralphie follow a chuck roast into an unmarked van? I feel like that should solve your problem. But again, do you know, if you want to share a picture of your dog, that's fantastic. Great. Send them to me. Please. I'd love to see them. Aw. Okay, next one. This one really struck at something, by the way. They ask, I'm not saying I get a lot of compliments, but when I do, I never know what to say. Well, if you find out, let me know, because I am in the same boat. I'll tell you what approach I don't agree with. And I saw this recently. Someone said this. You get a compliment, and instead of doing what a lot of us do, which is try to minimize it, brush it off, say, thank you for noticing. It took a lot of hard work. Now, the problem with that, as graceful as it is that it violates the fundamental rule of coolness, which is never get caught in the act of trying too hard. Try as hard as you want, but never get caught in the act. Right? The whole goal of human effort, I think we can all agree, is to do something amazing, have people gape, and then you go, oh, that? Just a little something. You know, there's actually a word for this, by the way, this ethos. It's a great word, sprezzatura, but you actually can't use it because if you do, then you look like you're trying too hard, so you can't. And I'm not alone, by the way, in thinking this. There's actually a group of characters, let's say, who agree with me. The entire cast of characters in Winnie the Pooh. Yes, it's true. I know there's this belief out there that Pooh and Piglet and Christopher Robin are simple and natural without affectation. On the contrary, if you go to the text, folks, you will see that they are constantly trying to one-up each other, trying to appear cool. Okay, actually, I pulled up some quotes. I'm going to read them to you. This is a children's book, remind you. I've got two names, said Christopher Robin, carelessly. Another one. Hello, are you stuck, he asked. No, said Pooh carelessly. Just resting and thinking and humming to myself. I mean, he's lying. We know he's lying, right? Christopher Robin finished the mouthful he was eating and said carelessly, I saw a heffalump today, Piglet. And then later on, same paragraph almost. You don't often see them, said Christopher Robin carelessly. Another point. I'm just saying a happy birthday, said Owl carelessly. Christopher Robin again. It's just a thing you discover, said Christopher Robin carelessly, not being quite sure of himself. Point of comparison. How many times do you think the word carelessly is used in Henry James's A Portrait of a Lady, volumes 1 and 2? Henry James, who? Notorious for slathering on adverbs like he was working the frosting station at Cinnabon. 0. Winnie the Pooh, 9. I know, this completely changes what you think about Winnie the Pooh. How did we get Winnie the Pooh so wrong? Well, I blame Disney. I blame Benjamin Hoff's classic 1982 work, The Tao of Pooh. And I blame Zooey Deschanel. She knows why, ultimately. Okay, I don't know if I actually spin doctored that one particularly well, but, you know, if any of you have a good answer of how to say it to a compliment, let me know. Drop it in the comments. We're good. All right. Another one. I'm going to a friend's one-man show, and I'm afraid it'll be terrible. I'm a bad liar. What can I say that will be safe? All right, another person who wants to get me embroiled in a very active community, the one-person show community. I am not here to pick apart anyone's loves or exploits. I mean, if anything, people, what am I doing here if not a one-person show? I'm all on my own, right? Similarly, the audience consists of almost no one. I'm still doing it for the love of the thing. But you've come to the right place. Because actually, as it happens, I used to be a theater critic. Let me walk that back a bit. I used to write unsigned, tiny capsule theater reviews for an alt weekly in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I'd say more often than not, I was the only person in the audience, or like one of the very few people in the audience. And I could definitely say 99% of the time, the only audience for that review was the cast and crew of the show. Which meant I couldn't tell the truth. I'm going to see these people again, and they are waiting to see something in this review. So what do? A little trick you can use in any kind of situation like this. Talk about energy. After the show, say, oh my gosh, the energy. I love the way like the energy was like, whoa, up front. But then it kind of like went down a bit, and then it came back. Or that energy, it's like very unique. It's like unlike any other energy I've ever seen. Now, how did I discover this? Because to this day, I get that a lot from other people. But here's the thing. A lot of times, they forget not to shake their heads. They're like, oh, the energy. Oh, the energy. And I'm like, look, yeah, the words sound like compliments, but the body language, pure revulsion. Please. There actually was only one time, when a review I wrote, the main audience wasn't the people in the artwork. It was a small review of a documentary called Winged Migration about migratory birds, which got picked up by some places. And can I tell you, in all the years since, has any Canada goose ever thanked me? No. Despite me saying very nice things about their energy. It's a pretty good movie. Pretty good movie. Even better review, but great movie. Great movie. Okay, I think that's actually everything we're going to have for Pickles today. If you are in a pickle and you need to talk your way out of it, drop it in the comments, or there's an email in the description to this video. I want to hear it. I want to answer it, best of my ability. Let me know.